Hello, lovely people. So the topic of this channeling of wisdom is the yin and yang of manifestation or making things happen. And this is an idea that I feel is very apropos for this new moon, because the new moon is all about the beginning of a new cycle, and it's a great time to set goals, to set intentions, to make long-term and short-term visions of what you want to see happen in your life. So the idea of the yin and the yang of manifestation, this came to me yesterday. And it's the idea that to make things happen in our lives, there's two sides to it that on the surface can almost seem conflicting, but they're both necessary. And the first part of it is the yang. The yang part is I want something to happen in my life, so I'm setting an intention for something to happen. I'm telling the universe I want this to happen. I'm telling the universe to bring this to me. And then the yin part is the part of letting go. Of letting go, relaxing, and saying, if this comes to me, it's because it was in its highest good to come to me. If it doesn't, then now's not the time. And so often we want things in our lives now. We want everything now. I want to be rich now. I want the perfect relationship now. I want any health issues to go away now, right? But sometimes, while those things are meant to happen in our lives, they're not necessarily meant to happen right now. So that's where the yin part comes in. It's like, I want this. This is a great example that I know a lot of you are going to relate to, especially being springtime here in the northern hemisphere. Love is in the air, right? I want this perfect twin flame or soulmate, or whatever term you want to label it, relationship to come into my life. I want that perfect other half of me to come into my life now. So you put the intention out there, you buy the crystals that draw love to you, you do whatever, any magical stuff that you want to draw that love to you, and it doesn't happen. Why? Because it's not meant to happen now. The yin part of manifestation is the realization that the universe has a better idea of what's right for us than we do. And that's a weird thing to consider. But the thing is, I'm going to prove to you that this is the way things work. So what I want you to do is think back 10 years ago to something that you wanted to happen in your life, maybe some sort of career, something that you wanted to be, or some relationship that you wanted to blossom into marriage, or some place you really wanted to go, or whatever. Think of something 10 years ago that you really wanted and that never happened. And now ask yourself if you're still hung up on that thing. And the answer is probably not. Because you probably realize that that thing wasn't really right for you. Because we can only see our journey unless we're getting out there in meditation, or unless we're consulting with a trusted spiritual guide, whether a person or whether an actual guide, and we trust the lines of communication. We can't really see outside of just our linear journey from where we've been up until now, with the future being just a projection of what our highest preferred reality would be based on where we've come, and also based on what we see around us, what we see other people doing and having, and based on our experiences, the kind of lives that we really want to live, right? So we only have that limited linear perspective. The universe sees all. The universe knows all. Our soul can see from that higher perspective. Our soul knows where we need to be is where we are right now. That it's never a coincidence or a mistake of where we are right now and what we're going through. And when things don't happen right now, it's not because we failed. It's not because we're not worthy. It's because maybe the timing isn't right. So maybe all the things that you've ever wanted are coming to you. They're already yours. But the timing might not be right now. So that's the yin part. The yang part is, I'm going to grab the bull by the horns. I'm going to make a list of what I want. I'm going to visualize it. I'm going to make a vision board. I'm going to daydream about it. I'm going to make affirmations up about it. I'm going to talk about it. That's the part that we need as well. And to take action. Always we need to take action. If we're not taking action, then there's no way that the universe is going to bring it to us. If I am in a position where, let's say I don't like my job, I don't like the environment, I feel stuck in it, I feel like it's not right for me anymore, I feel like I deserve more money. Okay, so I ask the universe, I want a job that more aligns with my soul, with my soul's path right now. I want more money because I feel that more money is aligned with me right now. Please bring this to me, universe. Then you still got to go out and apply for new jobs. You still got to go out and meet people and see what's there. The yin and the yang. The yang part being set goals, set intentions, take action. The yin part being, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's not the right time. Or if it doesn't happen, it might be because as time passes, you'll want something different. You want something even better or totally different. And again, you can see that by looking back in your past. I mean, I can think of a lot of things in my own life that I wanted when I was younger that I just don't resonate with me right now. The life I dream of now is something that I never even would have been able to visualize 10 years ago because I was living in a totally different reality. The people I talked to were different. The places I went were different. I looked different. Everything was different. And that's what happens in the journey. You continue to evolve. So what you want changes. And inevitably what you want now is going to be more aligned with your soul's calling or your soul's place than it was in the past. because you're continuing to evolve and you're continuing to move more out of just ego consciousness, more into the consciousness of your soul. You're continuing to shed more and more layers of old, of things that you inherited from your family, right? Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes as children, you know, when we're 8 years old and an adult asks us, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And, you know, we don't fucking know, but we're 8, right? But so we might choose something, oh, my dad is a fireman, I want to be a fireman, right? Or for me, it was, I wanted to be a hockey player, even though I was never even that good at sports until later in life, right? Because that's all we know. We have a very limited experience of life, and we have a very limited social group and limited amount of media that we're exposed to, and so we choose from that, right? And as life goes on, as we evolve and our friends change, our relationships change, the place we live changes, everything changes and shifts, and we want something totally different. So what I'm getting at here is that while we need to set goals and set intentions and do the things to manifest what we want in our lives, we also have to remember that we don't always actually know what's best for us. And it's a weird thing, is certainly you need to remember that other people absolutely do not know what's best for you, okay? Hopefully you've realized that by now, that other people have no idea what's going on in your reality, because they're not you, and you have no idea what's going on in their reality because you're not them. So really, they're in no place to tell you what to do with your life, and you're in no place to tell them what to do with their lives. If, you know, you can ask each other for advice and assistance, but ultimately, other people don't know. That's for sure. But the weird thing is, you don't really know either. You know based on your experiences up until now. But that's all you can really see. Your soul sees all, though. Your soul sees the big picture. Your soul sees your entire incarnation that was laid out before birth. And not everything, not every little event was laid out. But the big events were, the big changes. They were already put there in place energetically, and they happened. That's where the yin part comes in, is what really happens in our lives is ultimately what is best for us. And it ultimately may not be the most comfortable things. No one would ever in their right mind, consciously or subconsciously, say, I want to be sick. No one would do it. But the soul sees the value of illness. The soul sees the value of relationships that are troubling. The soul sees the value in losing a job. The soul sees the value in the grieving process. Because these are the types of things that really evolve us to the next level very quickly. And especially for those of us on the spiritual path in this lifetime, we tend to have very tumultuous lives, at least for the first parts of it, it seems like. I know it's different for everyone, and some people have had relatively easy rides compared to others, but for the most part, we've had a lot of shit in our lives, right? And a lot of stuff that we never could have seen happening. And those things are there. And, as you feel, I don't know if you felt the shift in energy, but when I talk about that, I think to some things in my life that I never would have seen coming that happened. And they happen to make shifts happen. Because nothing makes a shift happen faster than inconvenience, than trouble, grieving, whatever it is. Right? The things that make us take a left turn in our lives. Here's a great question to consider right now. What are the things in my life that I just know aren't going to last? I just know deep down that this job, this relationship, this place I'm living, this activity, this addiction, this lifestyle, whatever it is, just is not going to last. You just know deep down that it cannot hold up in the face of your spiritual evolution. That your spiritual evolution is so powerful and so unstoppable that these things just can't, they will not be able to maintain solidarity in your life. And you know what I'm talking about, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a situation you're in or a job or whatever. You know that just eventually this is not going to be in your life anymore. And that's where you can really, just with that, you can get a sense of how the soul sees from a bird's eye view of your life. The soul knows that these things aren't going to be in your life much longer, that they'll be replaced with things that are more aligned with you in the now. And it's cool and it's helpful to see that. So, remember, if you're planning on setting intentions and setting goals with this new moon, do so. Do them confidently, do them powerfully. When you make affirmations, always say them in the present, okay? I am abundance. Abundance is my natural state of being, okay? New opportunities are coming to me with ease. Always in the present. And then, let the universe bring whatever is best for you to you. Dear universe, we don't always see eye to eye. Sometimes I think I know better than you, but it's only because I, as the ego self, cannot see all that you can see. So I remember that, and I allow you to bring to me what really is best for me. That's the id part. So make your goals, set your intentions, take action, take inspired action with courage, and then allow whatever is best for you to happen. Until next time, thank you for watching or listening, and blessings.